Greetings, fellow humans. This is Pat Callahan from All White Tukey. You're listening to another great podcast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Yeah.
Hi, this is Steve O'Mooney from the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Now, one of our great sponsors on our show is Amazon.com. Go to thesasquatch.net, click on the Amazon banner, and shop like you normally do. We'll get a little taste if you do. So that again, check out thesasquatch.net and click on our Amazon.com banner. Thank you for your support.
Welcome, comic book fans. That's right, an all-new Long Box Cast is on its way. Before we get into everything, we'll just touch upon a few things we're going to talk about today. Of course, the Avengers 2 trailer came out finally, which I love. Now, they're also going to be showing some stuff, I guess, with the next Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They're going to have a little bit more footage, but if you haven't checked that out, highly recommend it. It's awesome. Kyle and I will talk about that. Say yay to this trailer or no to this trailer. I'm pretty sure we're all on yay with this one. Kyle's also going to talk about what he's picking up on Tuesday for Tuesday release. I'm also picking something else on Tuesday, but it has nothing to do with comic books. So you people will probably be angry with me, or you might be excited for me. Other than that, we're going to talk about some of the shows that have come out that we have watched, some of the theories that are circling around at least Gotham, which I'm just like, really? We'll also talk about, I watched the first episode of Constantine. I'll tell you if it's a yay or a nay. And also we have a bunch of other comic book news that Kyle has found that he will discuss in major detail. Without further ado, I think this is another episode of the Long Box Cast. Of course, we're brought to you by Raven Designs. So definitely check her out. She has a bunch of kick-ass designs that you do. So go to ravencruise.com. I figured I'd throw a little bit of an advertisement in there because that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of like Chris Hardwick with the Nerdist, where I'll start talking about stuff and go off on it. I don't think people respect me as much as Chris Hardwick from the Nerdist, but one day you will. One day you will. So without further ado, we're going to talk to our new sound booth guy. His name is Jim Davis. Not really. That just sounds like the guy from Garfield, but I'm just going to throw that out there. I just was watching Kyle on this feed, and he has just the most funny-looking face right now. When I said Jim Davis, he's like, what the fuck is he talking about? He literally just said, what the fuck is he talking about? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, comic books and comic geekettes. Yeah, that's right. I created a new word for women, geekettes. Here comes our intro music. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I could actually listen to that music all day. Guess what? It is another episode of the Long Box Cast. Yay! We are filmed in front of a live studio audience. Of course, this is episode number 29, so we're almost 30, kids. We're almost 30. This is recorded on October 26, 2014. Today is obviously what you're listening to is going to be October 29th. So if some of our news is dated, you know why. I gave you the warning. So stop jumping on my Twitter and yelling at me. I'm just kidding. I have nobody on my Twitter. Without further ado, Kyle, what you been up to?
5 seconds ago, I just got to hear the theme song for the first time while recording.
Oh my god, that means the ghetto jig I did with the board is finally working. And
I know.
And I'm really liking it right now because you are booming on the mic, so you sound really good right now.
Awesome.
This is fantastic, kids. It only took us almost 30 episodes to finally get it down right, kiddos.
Well, I mean, I've been on since, episode 16, so...
Yeah, but I'm just... you know what? Technically, yeah. Kyle, the name has never changed.
This is true.
So,
very
Kyle
true.
has been on the podcast. I can just say Kyle, and no one knows. You're Kyle 2.0. So that means if you leave, that means if you leave the podcast, I have to find another Kyle, which actually I just met another Kyle this weekend. So I have backup Kyles. I feel like Star Wars. I have a bunch of clones named Kyle.
Kyle Troopers.
Yes, Kyle Troopers. The Attack of the Kyle Troopers. Actually, would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. So we have a bunch of stuff that's hit the waves. Of course, I do apologize for the guest that was going to be on yesterday when we were supposed to record. RJ, I do apologize. We will like you on the show. Let's just say Steve kind of has a social life again. So shit's going down with me.
It's all good. But also, if anyone else would ever like to record with us, just because we're always looking for new opinions and everything like that, if anyone ever wants to record us, message us on Facebook. And if you have to like us on Facebook, do that first, then message us saying, hey, I want to be on the show.
There you go. Or you can hit us on Twitter as well. And also, I think Kyle and I are going to try to start doing questions again for the podcast. I don't know. I think this week we'll just be like, the newest question would be like, what do you think of the new Avengers trailer, which we're going to jump into, and what are some things you're hoping they're gonna like intertwine with the comics? I guess would say with the Avengers, because a big bad villain is coming in on the Avengers 2. Ultron, of course, and James Spader voicing him sounds amazing.
It does.
So
it really does.
Yeah, I was very like, oh my god, he's got that down so much. But before we jump into all these different little segments we have, I want to catch up with Kyle. Kyle, how have you been this week?
Been doing pretty good, just getting back into the swing of work and everything like that.
Did you heal yet?
Oh yeah, ankle's fine. I mean, it still tenses up a few times here and there, but I mean, it's fine.
Oh,
I can walk on it.
Okay. Just want to make sure you're proper, because soon we're going to have to, battle a bunch of Ultron robots coming up soon, so I need you in kind of fit shape here.
Yeah. How's the new job going?
New job is going great. I'm learning a lot, and I keep learning stuff. I guess I'm kind of official, not like hired official, but things are moving towards my way. I mean, they gave me a parking pass, so I'm guessing they kind of want me to stick around for a bit. So I feel kind of fancy. I have a nice little name badge. I got a nice little, parking, thing where I'm like, I can park. I work here, and I work at a really good company. So every day is different, which I really like. So yeah, it's going really well. So just finally got my direct deposit working. So slowly building up money to move into my own place, hopefully December if things go well. But yeah, things are going good. And then also, of course, where I mentioned social life. So I kind of met a girl.
Wow,
yeah.
Congratulations.
And huge Star Wars fan. And she hates the first 3, which is amazing.
Even better.
And she said the only good part about episode 1, 2, and 3 was they made Yoda look like a total badass. And I'm all like, agreed. Other than that, she fucking hates them, and she loves the original trilogy. So that's going pretty good.
Put a ring on that now.
I don't want to scare her yet, but she's listened to Socially Awkward podcast so far. She digs that.
Okay.
And I will say this: I'm pretty sure she's way out of my league. So we'll see how this goes. Play it by ear. But yeah, so that's why I apologize for being late on recording, because Kyle and I usually record on Saturdays, and I didn't get home until maybe like 3 on Saturday in the afternoon. So, and then I just passed out. But anyways, let's jump into some stuff now. Kyle, you just got a subscription. I believe you're subscribed to Loot Crate and Nerd Block, correct?
No, actually, I don't get Loot Crate, but my brother-in-law and my father-in-law get Loot Crate, so I get to see what they get, and if they get something they don't want, they usually give it to me, which is kind of cool. But I did actually get Nerd Block for the first time, because I got an email saying that they were going to have an exclusive Deadpool figure.
Woo! And it looks amazing if you haven't seen the pictures he's posted yet.
Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. It's just another Funko Pop Marvel figurine with the little bobblehead thing. I was actually expecting like an actual action figure. Yeah, so they kind of lied to me on that. But, I mean, it's still cool. It's basically Deadpool without his mask. So they took Freddy Krueger's head and just put it on a Deadpool body.
That's pretty much it. I think the only one I have that doesn't look like all the others is the Jake the Dog from Adventure Time.
Nice.
So that's the only one I have, so...
Yeah. But the theme for the box was Marvel vs. DC, and it was all handpicked by Kevin Smith.
So now, I will say this. Now, I like Kevin Smith. I know a lot of people don't like Kevin Smith. I really don't have a problem if people do not like Kevin Smith, because he does have this kind of humor. And a lot of people also on his case right now, they're like, oh, man, you smoke way too much weed and stuff like that. I think he's hilarious. Like, if you ever listen to Smodcast, like just him and Scott Moser, some of the shit they come up with, I'm just like, that just makes my day. Like, you listen to that, you're like, this is just hilarious. But, of course, his movie Tusk didn't do too well. He's not even mad about it because he was able to finally fund Clerks 3 with it. So Kevin Smith, are you a fan, or you're like, yeah, he's okay?
I like him. He's pretty funny. You know, I watch Comic Book Men and whatnot when it's on, so I got no problem with Kevin Smith. I love his movies.
So we all know Kevin Smith is a huge comic book fan. Of course, he's also written for DC and Marvel Comics, and actually brought some characters like made those characters cool again, especially with like Daredevil. He did a Spider-Man one with, and also he pretty much kind of resurrected the career of Green Arrow. For a long time, Green Arrow was one of those characters that a lot of people were like, don't really care. And then he did like one that he wrote like Green Arrow. I forget which one it was called, and like people just loved it. So he's done a pretty good job. And also he's been doing a Batman comic with actually one of the guys from Comic Book Men. He's done. I have two of them. I think the first one's called Cacophony, which is really well written, and the second one I think is called Winding Gyro. And they're supposed to have a third one that they keep saying it's going to come out, but they've been obviously busy. And then also a really good Batman comic, Ralph Garman and him were working on, called Batman Meets the Green Hornet, back with 1966 Batman. It's kind of like a continuation of that, like a second episode of what would be, and people say that's phenomenal as well. So, with all that said, with Kevin Smith being a huge comic book fan, did he do this box justice, or are you a little disappointed in his picks?
I'm actually pretty stoked. I mean, the only thing I was really disappointed in was the Deadpool figure. But, I mean, even still, it's cool. It's on my shelf right now with my Power Rangers and my Mysterio action figure and Pokemon and everything else that I have.
Oh, wait, you have a Mysterio action figure?
What's that?
You have a Mysterio action figure?
I do.
Okay, you'll have to send me a picture of that, because is it like based off of the old school Spider-Man, or is it like a brand different kind of like figure?
No, it's the original Mysterio.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so some of the things I got in there. One thing I thought was cool, it's an Arkham Asylum patient notes, and you open it up, and it's basically like a bunch of little sticky notes. I can at least show you on the screen.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, yeah, I saw that when you posted. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, so that was that. I got a few Jay and Silent Bob stickers. There's one of them is walruses. I'm not sure what's up with that.
That's probably for the Tusk movie, I guess.
Yeah. There's one where they're like Mario and Luigi, one where they're like Lego, and then you got the Fat Man logo of Kevin Smith. Again, I can show you. I just can't show anyone else.
Yeah, I will say this. If they ever make... there's two shirts already I want. If they ever make a Fat Man shirt like that, or even if it's a jersey, like a hockey jersey, I'll totally get it. And then the other one I saw, actually, I was very impressed by, is Ben Affleck's shirt that says Batflick? If you have not seen that yet. I think I posted it on our page, but I was just all like, I don't even care anymore. Like, even if he does fuck up Batman, I'm like, you're just ballsy enough to be like, you know what, everyone's calling me Batflick now, I'll just go ahead and just do it.
And if anyone does actually want to see pictures of these, I do have them up on our Facebook page, so go check it out, give us a like, and yeah. Another thing I got was the Agent Coulson's vintage Captain America trading cards.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That is so awesome.
This was one of my favorite things. He comes with two complete sets. One with the Coulson's blood on it, and one without the blood.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's not the complete set, though. Because, you know, in the movie, he says he's got a complete set, but it's got, like, card number 2, and it's got card number 4, so you're missing a few cards. And I'm like, really? You couldn't give us a complete set?
Well, they're probably just... Well, you never know. With your purchase that you're planning on making on Tuesday, maybe you will get the rest of the set.
True. Next thing is a couple buttons. It's got Spider-Man, Wolverine, Batman, Superman, so that guess that's more of the whole Marvel versus DC thing.
Very nice. Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
I like the... Oh, those are very nice. It's got, like, their heads, and then it also has, like, the symbols kind of behind them, so that's really cool.
Yep. I got a T-shirt of Jay and Silent Bob dressed up as Batman and Robin.
Yes, when I saw that, I was all like, I might have to go to break into your house and steal that shirt.
At least say hi first.
Maybe. We'll find out.
Yeah. And then the final thing is a little keychain, which was a Zelda keychain, which I have no idea what it has to do with Marvel versus DC, but...
Oh, yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah, but it was in there. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And I mean, I'm not really a big Zelda fan. I mean, I know I might get some hate for that, but I mean, I at least know that Zelda is the princess and Link is the actual warrior. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I at least know that.
Well, what I got one time from Loot Crate, it was a bottle opener, and it has the old man from Zelda on it. It says, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this." So that's like my go-to bottle opener keychain now, which is awesome. I like this, so I know when I move out and finally get everything on its way, I'm gonna probably subscribe to Loot Crate and also Nerd Block again. And then I think every month Kyle and I will do a review of the stuff that we got. So if you stick with your Loot Crate, then the Nerd Block, I'll do the stuff with the Loot Crate, and we'll say yay or nay. What I'm going to try to do every time is actually do like a video of me opening the Loot Crate, and then post that on the thing. But that won't happen until probably sometime next year. But things are, as I've been posting on Facebook lately, things are coming up Millhouse.
Nice. Well, I might give it, one more shot, one more month, see what I get, and then after that, I mean, like I said, I only really got this for the Deadpool figure, but I'll give it one more month. I can at least afford that, and then I gotta start paying my own phone bill, so we'll see what happens.
Well, if you can't keep up on it, hopefully, I'll get back into it, because I will say this, one of the cool shirts I did get from Loot or Nerd Block was they were doing double t-shirts, so one was a Ghostbuster shirt, so I'm a huge Ghostbuster fan, so I was like, yes. And then the other one was like the Iron Giant, but it said the Iron Sentinel, and it had like the outline of the Sentinel, and then you see at the bottom it has like Wolverine with his claws out, like walking up to it. So I thought that was very creative. So you can find really good shirts like from them, and sometimes it'll be like double T-shirt, week and stuff. And even with Loot Crate, I got some good ones. Like I got a Transformers that's like Marty McFly, but it's the DeLorean that he transforms and stuff. So a lot of cool stuff with.
I have seen that, yeah. I've seen that T-shirt from someone else.
But speaking of Ghostbusters, this just started this week, and I really got to go hit a comic book shop soon because I got to pick them up. From IDW, they're doing the crossover this month with Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters. So I definitely want to check out that comic book. If anybody has already checked it out and wants to hit me like a tweet saying like, yeah, it's really good, then phenomenal on that. So speaking of comic book news, you got some stuff that you found. Let's dive into this. Get ready for comic book news. I'm sorry, I'm just...
Nice intro. Okay, basically, everyone knows the hardest comic book to find right about now is Action Comics #1. First appearance of Superman. And yeah, apparently someone took a copy of it. It apparently went for like $3.2 million, and it's got a CGC grading of 9.0. They put it online.
Oh,
and
wow.
I have to admit, those pages are white.
Yeah.
Like there's like no staining, nothing. I'm impressed.
Yeah, like I'm looking at some of the pages they have posted right now, and to be honest with you, I think this is actually a really good idea because I mean, if you're able to get your hands on this copy, I mean, like you really don't want to read it, like it's a collector's item,
Exactly.
but you're still going to sit there going like, I kind of want to know how his first appearance was. So I think they should do this with like a lot of the comic books, where they should make them digital format and put them finally online and stuff like that.
Now, me personally, I mean, like, I've gotten a few old comic books, and I've read them. Like, I have, Amazing Spider-Man number 13, First Appearance of Mysterio, and I've read that thing cover to cover, like, twice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's cool. You get that, and for those who probably won't ever actually get to see it, and, I mean, obviously, I'm sure DC's got a bunch of, like, a million reprints of it, but this is the original copy. I mean... This is what came out back in the day, and it's even got the extra stories that are in the book that no one really knew about because everyone always just assumed it was Superman's first appearance. Like, what's his name? Zatara or something, Zatanna's father?
Yeah.
His first appearance is in the book, too, and I didn't even know that until I read this article.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You're just like, wow. So it's like a lot of these characters were developed like along the same time, and it's just crazy with all that kind of stuff. So that is kind of cool. I really did like that's just amazing. So it's like Nicolas Cage can finally read it again, I guess, because he had to sell this. Yeah, I was in a lot of debt. Yeah.
Well, hey, we'll probably post a link to the digital comics, so this way everyone can read it on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll definitely post that up. So as soon as this is up and running, we'll go there. So also, Marvel, Now, you told me what was coming up, and then I also remembered there was another story of what Marvel did, but let's jump into this. This is some more comic book news. I know we're actually talking about comic books this week. It's weird.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned that, what's it called? Marvel's one series, I think it's called, what, Ultimate?
Yeah, just basically the Ultimate comic book universe. It's kind of sound like it's ending.
So is it ending because of bad sales, or they're just wrapping it up and they figure, let's do something new?
I'm not really too sure. I mean, like, I kind of just, like, saw, I kind of skimmed a little bit, but I didn't really find anything about saying why. But it looks like they have a story coming up called The End, and I think that might be it.
Okay, well, as long as they're wrapping it up and it's not like a cancellation.
The thing, though, is, though, I don't think Marvel wants to get rid of their Miles Morales character, though, so I don't know what's going to happen there.
That is interesting, because Marvel did come out, I think, just last week. They were talking about a couple of things that were going to happen with the Marvel Universe. Apparently, She-Hulk has been canceled.
Yes, I did read about that.
So I don't know if it wasn't doing the sales. Then again, they just canceled Fantastic Four, but they kind of had a reason to do that. She-Hulk, I don't know if it just wasn't very good, or it wasn't making their sales, or they're just going to put her somewhere else, like she's not going to have her own comic. But they do this all the time. They'll cancel, like, She-Hulk will be canceled, but I guarantee in, like, what, probably late next year, they'll, like, reintroduce her, and people will be, like, on board again. So, I mean, technically when it's so weird, because usually when they cancel a comic book, it's not like it's done, it's gone. There's, like, She-Hulk has been written out of, the Marvel Universe. It's not like TV. So, I mean, she will be back, obviously.
Oh, here's something.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking on Newsarama site here, and apparently all new X-Men number 33, Miles Morales is going to be in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Let's see. And next week's all-new X-Men number 33, which should be the issue that's coming out the same day as the podcast, so there you go.
Yeah,
in
that's
which
what we did.
Bobby from the past meets the Mole Man from the Ultimate Universe.
Huh. Interesting.
Traveling to Alternate Universe seems to be a rite of passage for any young mutant calling themselves an X-Men, and it looks like all new X-Men squads turn to pass the test, but will it ultimately be too much for the time-displaced youngsters? Guest starring Miles Morales, this is a showdown you don't want to miss.
Interesting. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll report back with that next week, obviously, because it came out today. Wink. Our fans are probably just like, we get it, you guys. You record early. Oh. But I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any new comic book news. I'm trying to think.
Not much that I know of. I mean, besides this whole big, huge event, I mean, I know we touched on this last week about Civil War, but apparently Marvel's also announced that they're bringing back House of M and Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
But I have a feeling that's got to do something with the whole Secret Wars thing that they're doing.
I have a feeling it has something to do with that too, but I look forward to it though, because I really enjoyed Civil War. So there was something else I'm trying to remember with comic book. Oh, that was it. It's I don't know if it's going to be in your area. I know it's making its rounds, but in December we're going to get that Marvel Universe thing that's coming. I guess it's coming to Scottsdale.
Yes, the live show.
Yeah, the live show. So I'm definitely going to check that out, and I'll give everybody my reviews on that in December.
That'll be here in 2 weeks for me.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
I already got my tickets for it. So
how much?
I was about to. Yeah, I meant to tell you last week, but I completely forgot. So.
But how tickets reasonable?
I got my tickets for about $30 a pop. I guess it really only depends on like what place is selling them. I think so.
Okay, I'll check that out. So I'll have to find if things are going well. I might have someone to take. So
Nice.
So we'll see. Yeah. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. So you got 2 weeks for that. So yeah, that'll be cool. So then we can talk about that. So. Very cool. So yeah, I did want to mention that. So if you are, I guess, in Kyle's area, which is where are you at? Are you in?
I am in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So
that's it. Okay.
Anyone's around that area, definitely look up for tickets.
Yeah, check it out. And if you run into Kyle, you can be all like, "Hey, I like the podcast," or you'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna kill you."
Yeah, don't kill me. I appreciate that. But if you do say hi, I will say hi back.
Yeah.
Because that's the proper thing to do.
That is the proper thing to do. And then if you decide that you're in the Arizona area, Scottsdale, Arizona, which I'm kind of bitter about that because Scottsdale's kind of like a preppy. No offense to anybody who's in Scottsdale. Some people are just stuck up. They feel like they're high and mighty when they live in Scottsdale. I'll let you know if I find anybody cool. But yeah, so we'll definitely check that out if you're going to go there. I'll actually talk to the other guys from Socially Awkward if they want to attend that as well. So
Nice.
we'll go from there. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for a little bit of the comic book news, I should say. Of course, we've had a bunch of shows that have come out and some have premiered. But before we dive into that, let's talk about the big thing that was released this week. Of course, they were teasing us with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., saying they were going to show a trailer of the next Avengers movie. And then, of course, Marvel. I think Marvel, they like doing this. I think Marvel likes to tease us, and then out of nowhere, they're like, boom, oh, yeah, here's the trailer. They literally just, like, I think they announced, like, that Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, I want to say, like, on Wednesday.
It was on Tuesday
night,
right after the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had aired, and then at the very end, they show the credits for the episode, or they show scenes for next episode, and they're like, and stay tuned next week for a first look at Avengers Age of Ultron. So, and then I think, like, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday, the trailer got leaked by someone, and then Marvel's like, well, it's already out there, might as well just give them the high-res version.
Yeah, like, they did not even, like, which is, I think they're fine with that, because if you think about it, they showed some stuff at Comic-Con, and that did not get leaked at all. Like, the only thing that got leaked was some audio, but it wasn't even, like, the greatest audio. Like, so Marvel wasn't even mad. Like, it wasn't like, DC where the Superman stuff got leaked, and then they were like, we got to pull this right away. Speaking of which, they've already announced, sometime next week, or this coming week, I think, or in another, maybe next week after this week, they're probably going to have their final first trailer kind of teaser for Batman, Superman. So, which is kind of funny, because knowing DC, I think DC, like, they have things planned out, and they're probably like, since they have no idea what Marvel's doing, and then Marvel just like, yeah, we have the trailer done, let's just release that. And then, like, DC's like, oh, great, now everyone just thinks we're copying them. God damn it, we're always far behind with Marvel.
Well, sad part is they are copying Marvel. There's no going around that. But
yeah,
I'm hoping they do the trailer or the scene that they showed at the San Diego Comic-Con, because that's the part where, like, they're all trying to lift Thor's hammer and they're all just.
What? That might actually be it. So we don't know.
I want to say that's what they're going to show for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, you don't want to show something that everyone's already seen. Obviously, you could have left the trailer out there and not show the high-res and then show the actual high-res HD version during Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That'd be fine. But because they finally just said, fuck it, we'll just do this. And they still have to give something for CBS or ABC, because ABC's like, yo, we're expecting a lot of ratings for this. Now we don't have anything to show for people.
Well, they did already say it. They already said, like, there is going to be a teaser trailer for the Avengers Age of Ultron, but they did say it's going to have added footage to it. So we might get an extended one. We might find more stuff. Because even, like, people were asking, they're like, what's that huge robot? I'm like, oh, it's the Hulkbuster. He's like, why is he fighting the Hulk? I'm like, we don't know yet. It could be Ultron did something to the Hulk where he's going mad, or who knows what. But that already... Yeah, so let's actually just dive into it now. So if you haven't seen the trailer, go ahead. We're going to post this. I think I've already posted on the site, but we'll post it again when this episode is released right now. So go ahead, put pause, go ahead and watch the trailer. It's about 2-something minutes. Enjoy it. And now we're going to talk about it. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want to be spoiled, then I would say stop listening right now. So, of course, Age of Ultron, if you don't know who Ultron is, he's originally created by Ant-Man, but of course the Marvel movie universe is doing something completely different. Tony Stark has created Ultron, which I'm okay with, because honestly, I do not like Ant-Man. We all know this. I think my Ant-Man hatred is probably close to, I would say, Kyle's probably not liking Batman.
Okay, it's about fair.
Like, I don't truly hate him, but I just kind of feel like meh, kind of thing. So already I will say this: Ultron looks amazing. I like the look of him. James Spader doing the voice of him. Spot fucking on. He has this.
His voice is perfect.
It's not like it's not so much like it's like a creepy, eerie voice, but it also has that. But then it also has like intelligence behind it. So you're just like, oh, this is just awesome. So,
it doesn't have like that, just a robot voice. like you expect for everything. It sounds like an actual person, and that's the creepy part right there.
Yeah. So, of course, there's a lot of footage that happens in this scene. There's really no talking, which is kind of surprisingly. Like, you only really hear Ultron talking, which is actually kind of a bold move, you know.
There's also the one scene with Tony Stark. He's kind of like, I wanted this to, you know, just, like, help people. I wasn't expecting this to happen.
Yeah, and then, like, Black Widow's like, well, you know what they say, good things can't last forever. So there's a lot of stuff. There's actually one part where, what's his name? Hawkeye is running through a forest. It looks like he's being shot at. Don't know what that is, but it looks awesome. I like that outfit, though. I like him with kind of like that long kind of like cloak thing or whatnot. So hopefully he keeps that because I really enjoy that. You also have, of course, the Hulk. He's also running through the forest, kind of flipping out like he's as Bruce Banner. But then you see the coolest thing where it's like the Hulk is fighting the Hulkbuster. Now, we haven't seen a kick-ass battle like that since, I would say, the Incredible Hulk when he's fighting the Abomination.
Yeah.
So where it's like really in a rural area, kind of like city thing.
My theory on that, though, is because Tony Stark created Ultron, I have a feeling Ultron has taken over all the Iron Man suits. So he's taken the Hulkbuster Iron Man because Tony Stark created that in case the Hulk ever lost control and needed to take out the Hulk. So Ultron is taking over the Iron Man suit, and from what the trailer looks like, it looks like all the Avengers are just like spread out throughout the entire world trying to stop Ultron. So I think, you know, Hulk's here, and to fight the Hulk is a Hulkbuster Iron Man. And that's probably going to piss off the Hulk because he's like, why the hell do you have an Iron Man suit that can defeat me? And Iron Man's going to be like, well, just in case you ever lost control. And he's like, look, I'm fine now. Why are you shouldn't have to have this. It's the whole Batman contingency plan that he's got for the whole Justice League just in case they ever decide to go rogue.
Yeah, that is true. And actually, now that you say that, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case where, like, it's, like Ultron takes over the... I totally forget because it's like I always think of Ultron as an actual like human and not so much as machine. So that is then you have that whole conflict. I really hope that he does say this. Ultron would be great, where he's just all like, "It's time to make the Avengers disassembled."
Nice. I'm hoping we actually get Avengers Assemble for the first time in this movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know they will. So yeah, but it looks like Thor. Everybody was all over the map. It looked like. I think it looked like Captain America was in China. But then again, this is also kind of weird, too, because also you have to realize that S.H.I.E.L.D. is broken.
Yeah.
Still at this part.
And, well, I mean, they're still trying to work themselves back together in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., obviously. Coulson is now the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and he's trying to build everything back from the ground up. So it's a small organization. S.H.I.E.L.D's there, but they're not there.
Yeah, but it's also like, because you also know Captain America and Falcon have left to go track down Winter Soldier at the end of Captain America 2. Again, if you are not caught up on the Marvel Universe right now in the movies, I do apologize. We did say spoilers. Also, then you have Tony Stark. Also, he was dealing with his whole, was it PTSD?
Yeah. And not to mention, at the end of the movie, he even told Pepper Potts he's not going to make any more Iron Man suits. I guess that was a lie.
Well, I don't think he made the suit. I think that what they're doing with the movie, it sounds like kind of like he's like, look, I don't want to be, like, I guess he really didn't want to be Iron Man anymore. He was like, I'm just going to build, like, a sentient being, you know, that can do everything, that can, you know, pretty much protect the universe. And, of course, Tony Stark being Tony Stark. You know, he always makes something that can pretty much kill everybody. Not intentionally, but that's usually what happens. Then, of course, I'm trying to think who else. And then, of course, we saw a couple of the twins.
Yes.
I will say this. I
and
do like
awesome.
I do like Scarlet Witch, and I do like Quicksilver. But Quicksilver, I will say this. I hope... We haven't heard what you say. We haven't seen you in action yet in the Avengers style, but you do have a lot to live up to after the X-Men Days of Future Past movies. So no pressure.
Well, we've seen the effect that they're using for his running, and I gotta say, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy that. So So yeah, it's basically there's a lot of action shots and everything like that, and then I think one of the coolest lines at the end of the trailer is when you kind of hear like Ultron just speaking over all this stuff, saying these things, and then he finally says like, and as you can see, there's no more strings, on me. Which Disney is like they own Marvel now, but if they didn't, they'd be like, we could have made a shit ton of money off of that song.
Well, the song is actually in the trailer too.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
You actually have to listen for it, but there's a part where you hear like a little girl singing, and that's actually the song from Pinocchio, which I didn't realize until my wife pointed it out, and she goes, "Oh, that's the." And I was like, "They really freaking did it."
Yeah. So.
And it works. It really does work.
It
so
really,
I'm stoked about that.
yeah, it really sets the tone for this movie. So we'll see what happens. This one actually looks like, because if you think about it, the first one was kind of a lighthearted movie. Yeah, there was some down parts, but it was really, really kind of a fun movie. I'm not saying it was a bad movie or anything by all means, but it was a really fun movie. But this one, they decided like, let's kick this up a notch, and we forgot to tell you guys, comic books get freaking dark. So let's do this. So we have that going. We'll check that out. That comes out May 1st of next year, people. So Kyle's already said he's going to the midnight showing. I'm probably going to go to the midnight showing. I told him we should Skype during it, but he's like, I don't think we're allowed to, and I got kind of sad. Speaking of...
That's why you never texted back.
Yeah. Speaking of other live action stuff, so I will say this: as weird as it sounds, DC is not really doing great. Like, I mean, they're working on it. They're trying to find their footing still with their movie DC universe, but for some strange reason, they seem to be doing fine with their TV universe. Though why they don't want to connect it to the movies, I did come up with this theory on Socially Awkward, where I said maybe they're finally doing like this is Earth 1 is movie universe, Earth 2 is TV universe.
Mm-hmm.
But you said live-action Static Shock.
Yes, and from what I've read, it's supposed to be more based off of the comic book that came out in the early 1990s.
Oh.
More so than the TV show, or the cartoon that came out back in the day, which is what got me into Static Shock. So I wouldn't be surprised if, they take elements from the TV show, but it's more from the comic book, but... I love Static Shock when it came out. I was a huge fan of it. So I'm really stoked about this live action.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Now, do we know what network it's going to go to?
Not yet, but I'm trying to think. CW possibly could take it. It's about a teenager, so obviously it fits right in their genre of superheroes and teenagers.
That's true, and doing a whole bunch of crossovers, with the CW would be a good idea. That's what I thought was weird when a couple of shows have left. They don't want to do crossovers, but very, very, very cool. So when can we see this? Is it going to be probably sometime next year?
They just announced it, so, it could possibly be next year if they get their butts into gear, or it could be the year after.
So that's going to be we'll check that out. Of course, Constantine just premiered on Friday night.
What'd you think?
You know what? For a pilot episode where you're trying to bring everybody in, they actually didn't go like nuts with it. They kept it pretty tamed. And I kind of like that. And I'm sitting there going it makes me want to watch it going, okay, where are we going with this? Like, it kind of gave me that. Like, I want to know more. It wasn't like, here's a huge thing, and then, the next episode's kind of like, oh, man. But, yeah, I like the guy who's playing him. I'm surprised they stuck with British actors.
What'd you think of the big Easter egg in the pilot?
Which one was it?
The Dr. Fate helmet.
Oh, I totally fucking missed that.
When they first get to the house, the girl picks up a helmet, and he goes, you better put that down before it puts you down.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I will have to watch it.
That was Dr. Fate's helmet. I was like, they just put like the hugest Easter egg ever. And
that was awesome. I also like what they're doing with him, because I was kind of like, I'm like, oh, it's going to be on TV. Are they ever going to show him, smoking and all this kind of stuff? And then, of course, he's at the bar, and you can see him putting out a cigarette. I'm like, okay, so I understand like what you can and cannot do on television, but I'm glad they're still keeping him being like a smoker. Not that I condone that at all for people.
And at the end of the episode, he puts the rubbing alcohol in his hand and then just like lights him up on fire and does the whole like signature move thing, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I am looking forward to seeing how this is going to go. I do like the special effects, a little mediocre at one point, but I'm kind of also, again, it's television. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'll give it another episode or two. I mean, the one thing to know, though, is I guess when the the pilot first aired at Comic-Con or whatever, it has changed since then. Apparently, they were going to have the female lead in there continue on, but I guess she wasn't perceived very well, so they decided to take her out of the show.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and they're going to bring in a new female lead, which I'm kind of like, you built this whole thing up with her and her dad, and then you decided to just take her out of the show.
Yeah, but
okay.
But if you think about it, how they did it was pretty smart. Where he's all like, he's like, this is what you're going to get into, basically, and then it kind of shows like as much as like he seems like an asshole. He was just like, I gave her a choice, and it's like it's more than what you guys gave me, kind of thing. So,
and, I mean, they actually added that scene right after Comic-Con to tie it all in, and then the chick that's painting everything, which I thought was a great allusion to his comic books.
Yes.
She's going to be coming into the show as the next character. Apparently her name is Zed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that too, how that ended with the kind of thing. So, but yeah, so yeah, definitely check out Constantine if you're into the supernatural and stuff like that. Also, Constantine is also part of a great, I think it's called, what was it, the Dark Justice League comic that was released with the New 52s.
Yep.
I think I
wouldn't be surprised if they brought in some of those characters soon and they did like a little Dark Justice League episode.
You know what? I'm gonna say they're probably going to. If DC is smart with their TV, they will. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one too because I was like, oh, John Constantine. So I think that was really kind of cool. So of course, if you want to check out his actual comic book, it's actually called Hellblazer. So definitely check that out. So you also posted this little article. Now another movie that's actually coming out this week, next week, because this week is Halloween.
November 7th.
November 7th. Was it Big Hero 6?
Yes.
Is supposed to have a bunch of Easter eggs and also post-credit scenes.
Yeah. Well, this article actually did read. Apparently, they said that when they first got it, they were planning on putting in so many Easter eggs that they literally had to tell the artist to like cut it out and tone it down a bit because there were so many Easter eggs.
Oh man.
But they did say, because this is actually Marvel's property, they're, so there's gonna be like a ton of things. I wouldn't be surprised if like there's like a news article about Tony Stark's latest invention or something like that. And they said most of the Easter eggs will be in a character Fred's room. So, once we find out who Fred is, or I mean, like obviously you can just Google up Fred, Big Hero 6, and I'm sure that'll pop up. But when you watch the movie, remember the character Fred. When they go to his room, I'm sure he's gonna have like posters on the wall or something like that, and conspiracy theories, stuff like that. And they did say they added that Marvel's letting them use a bunch of obscure Z-level characters. So we're probably going to see characters that are just like, really? They put them in here?
Yeah, but also, if you think about it, like even though they're Z-level characters, it's still be kind of interesting because these Z-level characters are never probably going to be in a movie.
Yeah. I mean, you had Howard the Duck in Guardians of the Galaxy, so we'll see what happens.
But yeah, so this is gonna be pretty cool. I guess whoever Fred, the character voiced by T.J. Miller, I think that was the guy who is on. I could be wrong, so again, people, if I'm wrong, call me out on it. I know you won't, but I think it's the guy who's in Silicon Valley. Right now, but yeah, that should be really fun to look forward to, and it'll also be great to see what they're going to put at the end of it. So, movie looks really fun though right now. So, I mean, I like the trailers. I think it's got a lot of humor to it, and it looks like it's going to have some action to it too. So, should be interesting. This is probably like what Disney's, or not Disney's, but Marvel's first like animated film hitting the big screen.
Yeah, actually, I think so. So, it should be interesting. So back to TV news and stuff. You said there was a few obscure theories for Gotham.
Yeah. So Gotham is on its way. It's doing a really good job right now. They introduced a great thing. Have you seen the latest episode?
No, I am actually far behind.
Oh, okay. I will say this: they introduced Viper, the drug
Viper.
that
Okay.
becomes the Venom. So definitely check out that episode. It was really kind of cool how they're doing it, and you're just all like, "Oh man, this is getting good." And there's a lot of twists and turns that are going on where I was like, "Oh, I did not think they'd be doing like." There's actually some stuff that happened that I was like, I did not see coming. So I was actually kind of really like, "Oh, this is good." One of the weirdest, obscure theories that are going on is everyone's going, "What if Oswald Cobblepot is actually the Joker?" And I'm like, "No."
I've heard that,
And I'm like, you have nothing to back that
I'm
up.
with you on this one. There's not going to do that.
No, I hate to break it to you. Oswald Cobblepot is the Penguin. He's Oswald fucking Cobblepot. Okay, this is what I've been trying to stress with people. I go, we are probably never going to get a Joker. We might get a hint at a Joker. Technically, the Joker does not show up in the Batman universe until Batman's been Batman for like a year.
Exactly. People need to just forget about the Joker. Everyone is like obsessed with the Joker, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know why. He's not that great of a villain, in my opinion.
I don't get me wrong. Like, I love the Joker. I absolutely love the Joker. I would love to see the Joker in Gotham. I would love to see all this kind of stuff. But I hate to break it to you, people. Like, a lot of these villains are not going to appear until Batman's Batman, so we're not going to get that. I'm trying to figure out what villains are they going to give us? Like, what can they give us that was around that time that that Jim Gordon dealt with, and then soon became somebody else and stuff.
Right. I mean, obviously we still have Enigma, which I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the season he starts becoming a little bit more crazier and crazier. But I mean, other than that, right now we're stuck with Cobblepot, Fish Mooney, and the gangsters.
Yeah, and it's funny because as much as like with a bunch of stuff that happened actually in this episode, I came up with my thing where I'm like, as much as everyone's trying to overthrow Falcone, I hate to break it to everybody, but Falcone, like, it's like as soon as you, like, if they overthrow him, like, you're just going to really fuck up Gotham right now, because even in the first episode, I'm all like, as dumb as this sounds, as weird as it sounds, I'm like, Falcone's literally running Gotham like a fucking business. Like, he even said, he's like, I need, look, I can't just have crime just going, no, that's not in check. If someone does this and ruins this, it's like, it costs me money. It's all like, I need to run this like a business. So I do need police officers, but I need police officers also to let me do what I need to do as well. That's like what he's trying to do. So it's like, as much as everybody else is like, Falcone's been in charge too long and they want to overthrow him, I'm all like, yeah, you're going to do that, but you're really going to fuck up the kind of ecosystem of Gotham here, if there is even an ecosystem with Gotham. But yeah, I'm really liking what's going on right now. I like how they introduced a little bit of that stuff with Bane, which is great because they did it without even having to be like Bane. Like, as soon as you heard it and saw it, you're like, oh, this is the shit that Bane uses, kind of thing. So again, it's like a lot of these characters, as much as we like to see them in a Gotham TV show, we're probably not going to get to see them. So, I mean, but yeah, so everybody with your fucking theories about the Joker. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I guarantee you, we are not going to see a Joker in this series, okay? Now, you can hear it right now. The date is October 29th. I'm saying it right now. So if it comes up that there's going to be a Joker, then I was wrong. Okay? But I'm going to... I will... what can I bet?
Well, I'm backing you up on this one, so I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, I'll put it this way. If there is a Joker that gets mentioned, when I say there will never be a Joker, like, not even mention the Joker, but something like Joker might appear or anything like that, I will denounce my my nerdism of comic books.
Okay. And I will start looking for a new co-host.
Oh, no, I'll still be on the show. Just I just won't say, like, oh, I'm a huge comic book nerd now. I'll just be like, I've been demoted.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that's the theory that's going on right now with Penguin. I'm like, no, Penguin's Penguin. I'm sorry. No. And the actor does a really good job.
He does. But, I mean, it's just... I don't know. I like Gotham. The only thing with Joker we're going to get is the tease to Joker every episode, which I still think is stupid, but that's about it. And I think they've actually started to lighten it up a little bit. I mean, it was in the pilot. You got a sense of it in the second episode with those kidnappers, because they were wearing, like, those masks where they were always smiling. And it's died down a bit. We're not going to get many Joker Easter eggs or anything like that, but...
I mean, the only thing I can think that we're going to get a hint at of Joker, I would say, but then that's not even going to work because the Joker was the Joker by the time she was a doctor. But if they start doing stuff with Arkham Asylum, if they'd had Harley Quinn, because she was a doctor to begin with at the place, but I'm like, she didn't show up until like later,
Right. Well, they could even do this. Hey, there's a guy running around with a red mask, robbing banks and everything like that. Do that like
true.
near the end. Yeah, do that.
Well, not even that. They can even introduce the Red Hood if they wanted to, because technically the Red Hood was multiple people. Because that's how those robberies worked out, where they found a guy, pretty much a fall guy, to do that, and then when he get caught, and then they'll be like, "Oh, the Red Hood's back." So I mean, they could allude to that, and you could sit there going like, "Oh, that's the thing with if you go by that story of the Joker, which is kind of canon right now. Actually, that's like the go-to story right now. Even though he's had like multiple stories, but that one seems to be the one that keeps coming up thanks to what was it? Oh shit! I should know.
Arkham Origins.
Well, not only Arkham Origins, but with the Killing Joke.
Yeah.
Who wrote that? Alan Moore.
Yeah.
I almost fucked that up too. I would have been got shit on for that. You don't know Alan Moore?
Maybe we should take a card away now.
Damn it! No, my collection's not complete. Now I have your collection of Captain America cards.
Well, no, I'm saying we should take away your nerd card.
Ouch.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. You can keep it for another week.
Another week. But yeah, so other TV shows. Okay.
See, Flash. Did you watch The Flash with The Mist?
I'm caught up with The Flash with The Mist. I'm getting kind of weary, though, with The Flash now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we thought it was supposed to be Metamorpho, but it wasn't, so we were wrong on that. But, I mean, still The Mist. And this week's episode, or the one that just aired yesterday, when this comes out, is Captain Cold. So, looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that, but I am getting kind of weary because when I got to the third episode of The Flash, I'm like, oh no, this is becoming a little bit like Arrow's first season that I hated. And then, so The Flash ended on my Hulu, and it started up the first episode of Season 3 of Green Arrow.
Oh.
So I said, why don't I check it out? And if everything has gotten good, like everyone said it did, I can then go back and start watching, the stuff I need to watch in Season 1 and then go through Season 2.
And skip Season 1.
I fucking hate this show. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I am trying. I'm trying to be
still
an
getting
optimist.
its footing.
I don't know. I'm still like
For Season 3.
I'm gonna pull it this way. I feel like Sean Connery in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I'm waiting to be impressed. I'm sorry, guys. Right. I don't know what it is, and it's not like I hate the actor who's playing him because I just heard him on a panel because he's going to be the voice of Green Arrow in the Lego Batman game, which actually I think is coming out pretty soon. Lego Batman 3. I think it comes out sometime in November, so he's going to be the voice of Green Arrow. We'll touch upon this because we are going to go into what's coming out on Tuesday releases for comic book people. But they are doing all these expansion packs with it, which is fun, DLC. So they're doing one that's going to be, I think, the Man of Steel pack. They're doing a Christopher Nolan Batman pack.
Nice.
I forget what the third one was, but the fourth one is going to be a Green Arrow pack, which you're on the island that he gets shipwrecked on. But the guy who plays him, Steve, and Amell. He's going to be the voice of Green Arrow. And like I heard him on the podcast, I'm like, this guy is fucking hilarious. Like I like him. He's very like cool and stuff like that. And of course he's sitting next to Kevin Smith because it was on Fat Man on Batman, and Kevin Smith was like, "You're fucking beautiful, man." He's like, "No, I've seen it on the TV, but I'm like right close to this guy." But yeah, it's just like I have I literally have no problem with this guy. It's just like I just don't know what it is with this series. It's just not grabbing me.
Well, I mean, you're right. He's a funny guy. Like, I think it was like last year or something like that, around Halloween time, and I follow him on Twitter. Someone had asked him, was like, I can't remember. It was like, do you read Marvel comics, something like that? He goes, me reading Marvel comics is like me dressing up as Hawkeye for Halloween. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's like funny. Like it's like I have. It's just weird. Like I'm trying my hardest. Like I really am, and I'm just like, ugh.
My two favorite episodes of Arrow. At least check out. It's the introduction to Barry Allen. It's what spins off for the Flash series. I mean, at least check those out, because they at least tie in with the Flash series.
Okay.
It's like the mid-season finale for Arrow, so it's like tons of action, really action-packed and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Those I found pretty good. And it'll also give you like a little introduction between Felicity and Barry, because she's coming into next week's episode. Or yesterday's episode. I know you guys are getting sick and tired of us using the whole timeline chronological thing, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but the one guy I did like on Arrow was the guy who's playing the Atom.
Oh yeah, Brand Ruth.
Yeah, Brand Ruth. Like I liked his character already. I was like, oh okay. So it's just weird. Like it's like I'm trying not to be that person, but like I just fucking hate Arrow. But I'm like this is the hardest I've ever tried with a show. Like I'm like, and I feel like it's like if you force yourself to try to like something. It's like you're not gonna like it. I'm just trying, but it's like okay. I just sat there, like I didn't go like fuck this show, stuff. I just go, you know what? Everyone says it got better, so let's just keep an open mind. And even when it ended, I was just like, I just fucking wasted 42 minutes of my life right now again. Like what the fuck? Like I'm not even trying to be angry with it. I'm just like, ah. So yeah, so I'm caught up on the Flash, but hopefully,
maybe Arrow's just not for you. I mean,
it might be one of those shows.
But we at least watch Arrow if they end up doing like a crossover episode between Arrow and the Flash.
Oh, definitely. Dude,
okay.
Let's just my dick gets hard with crossovers. So, I mean, I had a raging boner when The Simpsons crossed over with Family Guy. So,
that was actually a pretty good episode.
That was a pretty good episode. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Do we have anything? Oh yes. Let's talk about. I think that's it for TV. I'm trying to think what else came out this week. I think that was it.
Speaking of coming out this week, you said something for Tuesday?
Yeah, so Tuesday, I think we'll start doing this. Of course, our show drops on Wednesday, but Tuesday, we'll try to talk about Tuesday's releases, so in case people missed it, we'll try to talk about some comic book stuff, mostly movies and things. So, of course, coming out on Tuesday, or already came out, if you haven't picked it up, if you picked up the Disney Infinity Universe game 2.0, of course, now they're finally released the Incredible Hulk figure.
Yep, and I have no idea why he's coming out so late.
Well, they just try to market their stuff, I guess. This is Disney, because everybody wants the Hulk. You want to play as the Hulk. Hulk is fun to play as. Of course, you're picking up, was it the Avengers box set?
Well, I already ordered on Amazon. According to Amazon, it says it should be shipped on. I should have it by Tuesday. So
what are we getting this? This is the briefcase, right?
This is the briefcase where you open it up, the Tesseract lights up. It's got a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. files, which is actually just cases for the movies. So you get Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, Avengers, and then you get like extras and stuff like that. It's really cool.
That's cool.
So I mean, this came out back when Avengers first came out, and I've been dying to get it, but I keep something either comes up and I can't spend the money on it or something like that. But I finally have a couple extra bucks, and I'm like, okay, I'm finally gonna get it now. And it was funny. It was like, I texted my wife after I bought it. I was like, so I just bought a thing, and she's like, what did you buy? I was like, it's something to do with Avengers. She goes, what is it, and how much did it cost? I was like, I got the briefcase. She goes, really? That's awesome. I was like, wait, what? So she's not even mad at me for buying it anymore.
Oh, that's good.
She's actually excited to get it. I was like, I was expecting you to be mad. I just spent $120. She goes, no, I'm not mad. I was like, okay, cool.
But actually, if you think about it, if you're to buy all those movies individual for that set, it probably comes probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah, so you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies, $120. That's $20 a movie. Plus, you're getting a briefcase with a light-up Tesseract.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So okay. I will be taking pictures of that, plus the Hulk figure that I'll be getting. And I think that's about it that I should be getting for Tuesday.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Because yeah, I pretty much already own all those movies. I think the only ones I don't own is Iron Man 3. Which I know a lot of people did not like, but I actually enjoyed it. And
usually I get all the movies. I think the only ones I don't have is Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 is what I'm missing, and Thor 2 is what I'm missing from that collection. So, yeah.
And Guardians should be coming out right before Christmas.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't. Oh, dude, that's.
Mm-hmm.
That was my fucking... I will say this, though. I did say this on the podcast, as much as people want to give me shit for, like, oh, they're going to do stuff with the Joker and Gotham. Okay, who's the one that said, when everyone said, why the fuck are they doing a Guardians of the Galaxy movie? And I was all like, dude, this is the smartest idea they did. And, oh, what is this? Oh, yeah, it's the best Marvel movie ever. So suck it, America.
Yep.
Before we wrap... Oh, yeah, and of course, me, on Tuesday, I'll be picking up Xbox One's pretty much exclusive, except it was just announced on PC, but... Sunset Overdrive, finally, for the Xbox One.
Oh, cool.
So I'm super excited about that. And, of course, before we leave, I want to give a shout-out to Comic Care. ComicCare.org is the website you can go to. Comic Care is a non-fundable foundation that, or non-profit organization, I should say, that give comic books to kids. Basically, you go to hit them up on Facebook, find exactly what they need. You can just donate a bunch of your comic books, and they bring them to children's hospitals, and kids can read these while they're in the thing. They teamed up with the Arizona Avengers. If you haven't checked them out, I highly recommend it. Some of the cosplay people do is phenomenal. There's a guy who does a Flash, and I kind of want him to do a Flash of the new costume in the show. I don't know if we will or not, but he has the old school one. Of course, there's AZ Tony Stark. That guy's freaking hilarious. He also does a really kick-ass Star-Lord. So this goes out for a great great organization. In fact, they're doing something. Eric just told me. I told him to hold on to a T-shirt for me, and you get a card. They're only going to make a limited run of these, so I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to have the Comic Care logo on it. And I think it's only going to be about 50 T-shirts they're going to do. Ah. So once that gets announced, we'll go ahead and totally promote that as well. And hopefully once Arcade Bros gets back up and running, next year I will be participating in, I think it's called, it's a gaming foundation thing where basically you play games for 24 hours and it donates money. So we'll try to set up either a 4i radio team or an Arcade Bros team or whatnot, so we'll give that a shot. It just happened like last Saturday, or technically yesterday in our standard. It's a great cause to check that out as well. So I'm always here to help out the children. I might not have any children, probably ever, but I will help out children. I think that wraps it up. I will say this. If you want to listen to the show, of course, you can find us on 4iRadio.com, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, Zune Marketplace, BlackBerry Podcast, Blueberry Podcast, Miro Guide, Double Twist, YouTube, Swell Radio, SoundCloud, and Player FM. We already hit up Raven Designs, but go ahead and check her out again, ravencruise.com. And also, if you want to follow us on Twitter, just go to @Longbox. Cast, I believe, is our Twitter handle. Or maybe it's just Longbox. Yeah, it is Longbox, yes.
Yeah, it's Longboxcast.
And also don't forget to visit, I really have to update longboxcast.com and figure that out. And also don't forget to give our Facebook page a like. Of course, we do have that contest going on. If you want to give them the rundown of that again.
Yeah, sure. Basically, like our Facebook page. Can't express that enough. We want to get us to 100 likes, and we will give away 3 comic books. We got Daredevil, that came out before I was born. We got Grim Fairy Tales, Clash of the Red Queen, or Queen of Hearts, or something, because I'm not looking at the page right now, so I'm not 100% sure what it is. But again, go into our Facebook page, you'll see it. It's issue number 5. It's got a good-looking girl on it. Zenescope, they're known for putting a lot of risque covers on it, I guess you could say. And then you got Amazing Spider-Man Spectacular Spider-Man number 31, which is the issue where Peter Parker finally comes back to his body and is no longer Dr. Octopus. So, like the Facebook page, and once we hit to 100 likes, we will select 3 lucky winners, and they will win a comic book.
Yeah, it's very simple. Everybody can participate. We're not going to be like, if you're the 100th person that likes our page, it has nothing to do with that. We'll we'll have 3 questions come out, and then we'll see who responds first or gives us the best answer. It might not even be comic book related, like it will be in the genre, but we might come up with some funny ones. All like, who do you think, could win in a fight between Kyle and Steve? Like, what team would beat us or something like that. Something silly. We just want to have everyone to enjoy themselves. Actually, I'm going to drop a couple of pins, which we might touch about, because I just saw some articles and some stuff, and I'll put them in the show notes. I'm going to bookmark this page, actually, so I don't forget. But we'll drop some pins. So sometime next week's episode, we're going to talk about, there's the first look at some of the new Sinister Six movie.
Ooh, wait, what?
Yeah, I just I'm on a website right now that has a couple of these things. 5 big reasons Marvel will probably kill off Captain America. Spider-Man to be recasted in Sinister Six.
Really?
Yeah, this is all new stuff for me. First look at what looks to be the villain, the Reverse Flash. Let's see. Also, and one more one I can drop off. That'd be a crazy pin. There's also, did Aquaman save Superman in The Man of Steel?
I've heard about that.
And why Ben Affleck has an advantage over Christian Bale as Batman.
Interesting.
So we'll talk about all that stuff next week, of course, with a bunch of other other news that comes out, comic book related, and also we will talk about more of the TV series, and we'll see will anything be getting cut from the fall lineup yet?
Yeah.
So Kyle.
So to be continued.
Yeah, so those are all the little pins we'll drop in there. So maybe it's like kind of wait for the post credits, and then Steve jumps with a bunch of crazy news. Of course, Kyle, take us away with those magical, lovely words.
Long box cast. Too many issues for a short box.
Do you want to try that again?
Was it not working?
Oh no, it just sounded weird. It sounded like you stuttered or something. Maybe I was wrong.
Oh, well, I can do it again if you want to hear those magical words again.
Yeah, just say them into my ear, pussies.
God damn it. Now I gotta really try without stuttering. Long box cast. Too many issues for a short box.
All right, kiddos. See you next week. This has been another fine production of the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com. Hey, Kyle, you want to talk about ear pussies?
So wrong. So very, very wrong.
Ah.